Hey everybody, Rob Orgel with Silencer Syndicate. In this video, I wanted to talk about integral suppressors. Now, there's a lot of different suppressor hosts that can take an integral suppressor and commit that silencer to that gun or have them custom made to hold hands for life. However, in this video, I really just wanted to focus on the bolt action type rifles that have an integral suppressor. What are the benefits of having a suppressor permanently attached to your rifle? Well, let's start with this. If you're buying your first, second, or third silencer, I don't think it's a good idea to buy an integral suppress system, because then you're stuck with this one serial number on this one rifle and you can't put it on other systems and have all the fun that you otherwise would have. However, if you've got 5 or 6 silencers and you're saying, you know, I see the benefits of an integral suppressed rifle and now I'm interested, I think at that point in your suppressor career, it might start to make sense. What are the benefits? These two rifles you see in front of you have about 20 to 22 inch barrels, and their actual barrel is really about 12 to 14 inches. The follow-on section is the suppressor. So you're getting a short-barreled rifle and a suppressor in one package, only paying for one tack stamp. If you look at the Gemtech 22 Mist, that's another great example. There are several others that exist that will give you a full 16-inch barrel or more with a suppressor integrated. Now, I would like to have my 22 Mist in this video. However, it's been out for about 6 months. They oddly called me this morning and told me that a new one is on the way because they can't fix my old one. That's another great example of a really good suppressed system because it's so darn quiet, especially being a 22. Now, the two I have in front of me are two different calibers from two different manufacturers. And before I delve too deep into it, let's first 30,000 foot this. Understand that the Innovative Arms system is substantially cheaper than the Suppressed Weapons System's suppressed rifle. The price point, and don't quote me because I don't recall off the top of my head, but it's about half to 3 times the cost. I believe this is around $1,600 to $1,800, and I believe this guy is around $3,500 to $4,500, depending upon what accessories you choose, what action you choose, etc. This one is a bit more of a custom design, and that's why you'll see I picked a left-handed Stiller action, as opposed to the Innovative Arms is based off of a Remington 700 platform. So when we look at the two, understand that it's not exactly apples to apples. It's also about the price point. So my finding so far is that this was available in 2 calibers from Innovative Arms, and that's 300 Blackout and 308. Now, to me, 300 Blackout doesn't make sense in a bolt action rifle because you get the same action in a 308 as a 300 Blackout. The difference is you can get Subsonics in both that will perform pretty much the same, but the Supersonics in a 308 is substantially more effective at greater range than a 300 Blackout. So personally, I don't see the benefit of doing a 300 Blackout bolt gun. To me, it just doesn't make sense. If you have one, I mean, maximum quiet, do your thing. But for me, I mean, hop ammunition is provided with Subsonic 308, and it's crazy quiet, and it provides the same amount of thump that a 300 Blackout would, if not more, because of case capacity and pressure. So I went with 308 for this one. The suppressed weapon system, being that it was so customized, they let me choose which caliber I wanted. And if you know me, I love 6mm Creedmoor. So I kind of went back and forth over the phone with the owner saying that I don't think it makes sense to do a 6 Creed in such a short barrel. And he said, actually, you'll be really pleased with the results. My mentality was 308, so I could do supers and subs and so on. He says, no, get the 6 Creed and you'll be real happy with what you get. And he was 100% right. The 6 Creed was a great choice. Of course, you're not going to find subsonic ammunition unless you're hand loading because it doesn't make sense. But we did take it on a pig hunt very recently. Actually, both of these went on a pig hunt. This guy had a scope during that time, of course, and both harvested good-sized pigs with clean accuracy. My chief complaint, however, is with the price point comes an accuracy delta. There is a huge deviation between the two of them in accuracy capabilities. With the 6mm Creed on its first day, we made a 0.25 inch group. Now with 6mm Creedmoor, that means the center diameter was all within essentially the same hole, because 6mm Creedmoor, I believe, is like 0.26 something in bullet diameter. You measure center to center. So in other words, all bullets were touching. Now on the 308, even with match ammunition, unfortunately, the best group I've gotten so far was 1.3 inches, with the second best group being 1.5 inches. I think that that has a little something to do with the chassis and the contact point. This is yet another gripe I have for the innovative arm system, is that the diameter of the suppressor is so thick that there is really only two chassis that will work with it. One, the one they shipped it with, and two is the Ultradyne chassis. I reached out to them and they provided me with a chassis for testing. And for some reason, I think mine is even contacting within this larger chassis. So the Hogue system that they use, where they kind of just gutted some space out, that works. The innovative arms on the Ultradyne sort of works. I reached out to them and they told me they wanted to look at it because maybe there's an issue with the action. Not sure. The next thing is the suppressed weapon system diameter is so much skinnier that it works with so many more chassis. And then finally, as we take these apart, you will find how different they are internally. And that, I think, makes up for a large part of the price difference. So to me, whoops, this looks like they pinned and welded kind of a standard baffle stack suppressor on the end, which makes sense. You don't need low back pressure on a closed bolt. However, it's rudimentary at best. And you can see they kind of tapered the barrel down to save weight. The suppressed weapon system, is a bit more, a lot more intricate in what they decided to do within the barrel. And they even had it bleed backwards to maximize some of the space. So once I get this guy opened up, I'll let you see the difference between the two. So here, you can see that they put ports right here to bleed up this fluted channel to fully maximize as much space as possible within the suppressor. As opposed to this system, it's really sealed right here. So a little bit bleeds back. You can see some of the carbon buildup from the previous testing. And this looks like rust is beginning to formulate on it as well, which is interesting. But here it's really just a sealed suppressor. So in the end, you're getting, this 12 inches worth of 308 barrel, which is great for 308. And then you're getting suppressor that standard baffle stack, as opposed to a much more intricate design with gases coming rearward towards that whole barreled space. So in the end, the sound difference is substantial. The 6 Creed, not being apples to apples again, the 6 Creed is loud, but it's got such a deep tone to it that it's really not near as offensive as what you'd expect. The 308, to my ears, is kind of pushing hearing safe. I'm not sure that I would want to shoot this all day long. And that's unfortunate because, being a sealed, very large system, a typical 308 bolt gun, I don't need hearing protection for. So in the end, I would say the innovative arm system is great for the price point. If you want to have the compact system with the 308 and just have it overall as short as possible and have your integrated system, it works. It's not as quiet as it could be. And in the end, comparing the two, I will find myself using this system a lot less than I will use this system. But if you're looking to get into an integral suppressed, it's a great option, especially with subsonic ammunition. With subsonic ammunition, you can make up for not having the best of silencers. And now you're back into that 300 blackout and other spaces where you can have a ton of fun with this system. Just know that the chassis is a bit of a problem and it's not the quietest when you're shooting supersonic. Having said that, if money is no obstacle, then definitely check out the suppressed weapon system. If you're looking to keep it to a budget, the innovative arms works just fine. Just be aware about the chassis problems that you might run into. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video and the breakdown of the two different systems. If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking, subscribing, and following our channel. If you have any other questions about silencers you would like to see reviewed, please drop it in the comments section below. As always, stay safe and we'll see you in the comments.